Welcome back, everybody, to the Animal House. How are you doing? You're here with Animal, and of course, Tiggies. Tiggies, how you doing?
Hello, hello. Tiggy's here.
We are doing well on this Super Bowl Sunday, and of course, on Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, but not for football, because next weekend is the Super Bowl of Super Smash Brothers, and that is Genesis 10, one of the most legendary tournaments in the Super Smash Brothers community. So Tiggies and I wanted to kind of run through the major players to look out for, and maybe some exciting matchups that we're going to expect to see.
Oh, yeah. This tournament is looking very stacked. If you could just...
It is absolutely stacked. I mean, all the way up to almost a 32, even the 48th person going is a big name that can do a lot of damage in any normal tournament.
Yeah,
So,
I could see any one of these guys going very far in this tournament.
yeah, there's upset potential is everywhere. So let's take a look at the seedings we have. So of the four gods of Smash Ultimate right now, we have three of them present. We have Sonics with the first seed, best Sonics in the, Sonic player in the world. We have Mia, best Game & Watch player in the world from Japan. And we have Spargo from Mexico. The only player missing is Akola. But three of the four gods is pretty impressive, and any one of these is a major favorite to win the tournament.
Absolutely. I love to see where each of them goes, frankly.
And it's interesting because in the end of the year rankings, Sonics was ranked third, Spargo was ranked second, and Mia was ranked fourth. So it's interesting to see Sonics be ranked first and Mia ranked second with Spargo behind.
I do wonder why.
I think maybe recent results. Maybe
True.
recent results
After the year.
Yeah. So after that, we have Tweak, Gluttony, and Ken. Gluttony, the best player in Europe, an absolute monster with Wario. Tweak is one of the most exciting players you could watch.
I always saw these players as a similar caliber, so I can see them here, frankly.
Yeah,
right next to each other.
Absolutely. And if they won, this would be huge for their legacy in the game. Especially Gluttony, who's been such a legend since Brawl, really.
They both deserve it.
They both deserve it, absolutely. Then we have Light, Shuton, and MK Leo. Light being crowned the best player in the United States with his absolutely electrifying fox. And MK Leo, the GOAT of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Don't sleep on him. He is the GOAT for a reason. And he won Genesis last year.
I mean, Leo will always be a contender, no matter where he is.
Yeah, so just this top 9 alone, I would say very good chance that any one of these people can end up in grand finals and even winning it.
Absolutely. I can see that as well.
Then you have some interesting hitters afterwards. You have Riddles, T, Zamba, Yora, Asimo, Mutace, and Buzz. So Riddles is going to be competing in Smash and Street Fighter because he is professional in both. And as you would expect, he controls all of the fighting style characters in Smash.
Very proficiently, yeah. I'm going to love to see that Kazuya.
Yeah, Kazuya is electrifying to see. I mean,
he's the only one to be doing it right now, really, at this level, which is very impressive to see.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible.
Speaking of Kazuya,
if you see him on the stream, tune in because you're going to see some crazy zero to deaths.
Absolutely ridiculous. Now T does have the Kazuya as well in his back pocket, but he's mostly on the Pac-Man.
Yes, he does have a Kazuya secondary, mostly on the Pac-Man, which does cover a very large array of matchup spreads. I mean, he is just, to be a Pac-Man player, you do have some intelligence in setting up your traps. So he's very fun to watch as well.
Absolutely. You gotta have a different brain for Pac-Man.
And then you got Zamba. And Zamba is the king of New York. As they say, young kid from New York, plays Rob, best Rob player in the world right now. And he's definitely pushing the meta with Rob with every tournament he goes to.
For sure.
Now, Yara, Asimo, Mutace, and Buzz. As you can tell, there's a lot of players from Japan. If you look at the flags, Yara and Asimo are the best Samus player in the world and the best Ryu player in the world. And Japan is just dominating. It's the strongest region in the world. They sent so many of their representatives to this tournament. And Yara and Asimo are ferocious. I mean, the Samus play is absolutely incredible. Makes Samus look so hard to deal with, and no one is doing it with Ryu quite like Asimo is. He is pulling off combos I've never seen before.
I would love to see the Ryu versus the Kazuya, frankly, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. So, moving on to Mute Ace, another player who's electrifying with 0 to death combos, and Dabuz, of course, a staple in the community. Only one doing it was Rosalina.
Really? Like, actually?
So if we look at the second row now, we'll highlight just like the major people we think we should look out for. Zachary, the former best player in Japan, he's been coming out with a pick lately.
Just been doing, been looking pretty good from what I've seen.
Yeah, looking amazing. EE has a bet that he's going to make top 8, so a lot of people have a lot of high expectations. Lima is the best Bayonetta player.
Definitely crazy combos.
Crazy combos. People thought Bayonetta was dead coming from Smash 4, and Lima and other players like Bloom Forever, which is lower down there, from Europe, are showing that Bayonetta is still very relevant in the meta. Shattuck is probably the person people have their eyes on the most in terms of who's going to have a major breakout year, and people think it's Shattuck with his Corrin. Corrin really rising in the meta lately.
Shattuck really pushing this character as well, taking it to very high lengths.
Yeah, also a young kid, so as he's getting older, only getting better.
It's really just about time.
I want to highlight Kananabe is another Fox doing it from Japan. There's not many Foxes out there.
Very fun to watch.
Yeah, he beat Tweak in a prior tournament last year, so definitely capable of making upsets. SkyJ.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Incineroar, and he makes him look playable. He makes it look like he can beat anyone. He beat Spargo, the 3rd seed, a few times last year.
I don't know how he does it. It's very impressive.
It's insane. Just a few other shout-outs. I'll shout out Neo, Corrin, who got top 5 at SmashCon last year. So very impressive. Kurama, the best Mario player in the world, another character who has 0 to death for days.
Got Apollo Kage, which has been he's been coming up lately, frankly.
He has some great wins. He's always relevant in a tournament. He's always relevant in stopping someone's run in a bracket, or even getting to the top 8 and potentially winning the tournament. He's always a threat. So to see him this low at 27 just shows how stacked this tournament is.
Yeah.
Coming back from a long break is Cola.
Exactly.
Your favorite Roy player.
Great to see him back. Honestly, it's been a little while. He's under some other stuff, but it's a huge tournament to see him compete in. It'll be nice. It's nice to see what he could do.
Yeah, absolutely. He's electrifying. All about the offense. He is in your face at all times. Very fun to watch. I just want to highlight Raflo. Raflo from Europe is an amazing Palutena player. There's a few Palutenas in the top 64, but Raflo is the best of them. So having a Palu in the top 32, always an interesting character to watch. And of course, how can we forget Beast Mode Paul?
Absolutely not.
He is a beast. As his name suggests, he's not lying when he says it. He is a hero player.
He's really been on the come up lately.
Yeah, he's been
very impressive.
On the come up. Within the last, I would say, 4 or 5 months, you look at tournament results. He seems to make his way there almost every time. And to be ranked 32 or seeded 32 just kind of goes to show that. Do you want to take a look at the bracket now? Maybe see some potential matchups we can anticipate?
Yeah, we can go over there.
So, we're going to look at the projected bracket. Of course, in a tournament like this, upsets are bound to happen. And there is a lot of upset potential. So if we look at winners round 2, that's what I think we should kind of look at.
Yeah, let's go.
You have Sonic versus the Buzz, which actually could be a hard matchup for Sonic. Or you have Beast Mode Paul versus the Buzz if Beast Mode Paul makes that upset.
It's always possible. You gotta remember. Could always happen.
You have Shuton versus MK Leo. I mean, two swordies, two masters of the sword.
Yeah, it
11
could be the Aegis
MKLeo.
Ditto potentially. Might have to be honestly for the keep
Yeah.
up with the speed.
I think MKLeo is going to go Joker. The Joker has been looking immaculate.
The Joker has been also doing very well lately.
You have
Always nice to
Tweak,
see.
Dora, and then if that match goes as planned, Tweak versus Gluttony next, which is like
I love
Well-
seeing this matchup.
one of the best rivalries in Smash Ultimate. Last year, Tweak made grand finals at a European tournament versus Gluttony, and Gluttony had the sickest platform read to get the waft to win the set. It was legendary.
Storylines.
So, yeah, amazing storyline. Tweak is dying for that run back, so that'd be exciting if that could happen.
Yeah, we could
Or
see
that
here.
Gluttony needs to get through Zamba.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy matchup. You know,
No, absolutely not.
yes, Wario can combo Rob quite well, but Rob also has the tools to keep moving
Yeah.
out.
Wario just doesn't have that range to get it on Rob as easily.
Yeah, that's an exciting matchup. Then you have Mia versus Mute Ace, a Game & Watch versus a Peach. Game & Watch has a lot of anti-air tools. That's kind of interesting. So it would be huge if Mute Ace could pull this off. I think he's good enough to do it. But Mia is a different animal.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, we'll see how that could happen.
One of the most exciting matchups that I see so far is Light versus Riddles. Fox
Oh,
versus Kazuha.
it sounds pretty explosive, honestly.
That's going to be, you know, some matches, you know, it's going to take 5 minutes to finish. This match, every game's going to be 3 minutes or under. Stocks
Yeah.
are going to be flying. Combos are going to be electrifying. These two players, they don't hold back. They go all out. They're fast.
Hmm.
I'd say one of the most exciting matchups we see happening pretty early in the bracket. You would think this would be a top 8 matchup, but it's happening quite early.
Hmm.
Spargo versus Asimo. I mean, that's going to be interesting to see how Asimo deals with a swordy character. Proficient as Spargo, the best Cloud player in the world. That sounds hard for Ryu, but let's see. You know, he might surprise us.
Hmm.
And then, if we look at some potential matchups and losers that could happen, you scroll down a little bit.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got-
let's see.
We got Zamba and SkyJ.
Oh,
That would be absolutely crazy. Rob versus Incineroar sounds kind of doable. MK Leo versus Umeki,
oh.
a Peach player from Japan. That could be quite exciting. And you got Mutace versus Zachary, possibly. Riddles versus Neo.
I'm excited for Kabane versus Cola, honestly, if that comes up.
Oh, Kananabe versus Cola.
That would also be pretty explosive.
That would be insane. Fox versus Roy. Yeah, that would be absolutely insane. Pretty much every match that we're hovering over is exciting, doesn't happen quite often, and this is why it's a Super Bowl
This is-
of Super Smash Brothers.
This is a tournament to watch. It's going to be very exciting.
It's going to be very exciting and a legendary way to start off 2024. You can find it next weekend, so from the 16th to the 18th, starting and with the final day being on Sunday. But I think that Saturday, when it goes from top 64 to top 8, I think that's going to be the day to watch. I think that Saturday is when you're going to have an incredible amount of matches, and that's where a lot of the upsets are going to happen. So I say tune in Sunday, of course, but don't sleep on Saturday. I think Saturday is the day that a lot of the fireworks are going to be exploding.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that's it for us. Thank you, Tiggies, for previewing this.
Absolutely. We
Maybe we can have a watch party of the tournament, so we'll let you know if we're live, and if we are, please tune in and watch.